Bullseye! Hey, what's up everyone? How you guys doing, man? This is my live Monday Night Raw review. The night after Royal Rumble. Sorry if I haven't got around to this video, so I'm going to do it as short and sweet as I can. So, here goes nothing. So, the night did kick off with Alberto Del Rio's personal ring announcer and his whole celebration crew coming in the ring, and Alberto Del Rio comes out with one of his nice looking cars. So apparently he pulls off a promo, which was great. I was actually excited for Alberto Del Rio to win the Royal Rumble, but too many people are ranting and complaining about it, like, just because he should have stayed mid-carder. He's a great wrestler, so I really don't know what everyone's talking about, really. I mean, he actually can pull off some good matches with Rey Mysterio, in my opinion, and he actually did. And I think his push kind of proves it, that he deserves it. So personally, I think he does have time to improve before WrestleMania. But, you know, since he won the Royal Rumble, headline WrestleMania, I highly doubt he's going to jump back to mid-carder or be in the mid-card for a while. But Rey Mysterio did jump to mid-card for a while. Apparently he did. And then he continued to build up as main eventer. So Alberto Del Rio can pull off some good matches. I think he's been impressive with me personally. So Alberto Del Rio talking about how he's headlining WrestleMania and how he tell everyone he actually did, and indeed he did win the Royal Rumble. So The Miz comes out and he confronts Alberto Del Rio about him being in the title hunt, which indeed he did. So he talks about he's going to headline WrestleMania as the WWE champion, which I highly doubt may happen. So Alberto Del Rio may go to Raw or SmackDown to see if he goes to face the WWE champion or the world champion. I think he's going to fight the world champion. I think it should be Edge, Christian, and Del Rio in a triple threat match, so Christian can get some payback at the same time trying to get back in the title hunt. Indeed he did. And he said Edge is going to lose the world champion and The Miz claims he's going to win, which indeed, I don't know how it's going to go, but yeah, apparently Miz claims he's going to still be world champion. He calls him a JBL ripoff and a Santino Santina knockoff, which indeed he did. So after all their confrontation, Alberto Del Rio says, "Oh, who do you think you are?" or something like that. Edge comes out and confronts him, saying that, "Oh, so Edge claimed he didn't like him. He didn't like Alberto Del Rio. So apparently, apparently after Edge's promo and Alberto Del Rio's confrontation, so he may claim that he may face Edge or The Miz if the title change hands by the Elimination Chamber, and if the title remains by WrestleMania. So it'll be easy. Congratulations. Take this with you. That's what Alberto Del Rio did. Eventually, Alberto Del Rio sucked some retribution for Edge, and indeed he did by striking Edge. Oh, kicked him, and then he eventually, this was exciting, he nailed him with the guitar and just knocked the stuffing out of him. And he just got knocked the heck out. Oh man, that was just very. And then he nails his finishing armbar submission hold, which indeed he did. And apparently Alberto Del Rio did took care of business right there. So up next is the Tag Team Champions, which apparently was a good match. I was hoping then suddenly he announced, the Raw General Manager announced there was going to be a Raw Rumble match to see who's going to be qualified for the Elimination Chamber. So he says Randy Orton, announces Randy Orton, CM Punk, which was indeed John Morrison, Sheamus. Then he says Sheamus, John Cena indeed. And R-Truth indeed, and then he hesitated. You see his name? It's a Sheamus, and then he hesitated a little bit. We're about to announce Jerry Lawler. So DiBiase winds up, I think. Yeah. Then there's the tag team matchup. It was Santino and Kozlov versus New Nexus, McGillicuddy and Husky Harris, which indeed did pull off a good match. McGillicuddy had an incredible upper hand. I was really hoping they won, but it turned out that wasn't the case. And you know, surprisingly, McGillicuddy is able to get thrown over the ropes. Tito Dios's Cobra, which was so ridiculous. Oh my word, it was very surprising. Hold on. Which indeed was surprising, because he gets thrown the rope, and then he winds up nailing the Cobra. Oh Lord, I don't know what happens, but yeah, that's what apparently happened, which was surprising. And I was like freaking out, because I was like, oh man, he executed? How did he execute? How did he execute the match? That was just very surprising. And wow, what an incredible move. And then I was like, oh man, Santino executed his Cobra to get the win? How stupid was that, man? And then he gets the win. Then Randy Orton comes out and seeks retribution from McGillicuddy and Harris for what he did to cost him the title out of frustration. So basically CM Punk comes out and then he tries to stop him, and he said there'll be consequences. Randy Orton basically didn't give a crap, and he winds up kicking the stuffing out of Husky Harris anyway, which indeed he did. And I think this was a great match. I was just hoping New Nexus becomes tag team champions. But when are they going to get their build up? Because they did win tag team matches, but then it winds up being a flop. So apparently DiBiase comes out. He gets his replacement to be in the Rumble. Apparently Michael Cole says, oh, he wouldn't give you the spot for the Raw Rumble because he's a selfish, self-centered, spotlight-stealing jerk. So I think Michael Cole pulled off an incredible promo. I actually did mark out when he said something like this. And then Jerry Lawler says, oh, you want to be in the Rumble? And then he tries to stand off Michael Cole when he snatches him. So now he's... So basically that's what he talks about, you know. I think his promo, it's kind of weird how he tries to pull off his, at 61 years old, he's trying to start his road to WrestleMania, which apparently was kind of silly. He could have did that, I think, 10 years later, 2003 or 2002, and Bischoff was around making him look like a jerk, and then he winds up facing Triple H, and he could have lost the title then. Well, that was when Triple H was here at the time. I think, or he could have fought Randy Orton at WrestleMania for the tag team champions with his partner, well, where his tag team partner would be. Jerry Lawler runs to attack him, but then DiBiase explains he tries to use her as a shield, and then Maurice winds up slapping the stuffing out of DiBiase, which apparently did happen right there. And then Jerry Lawler, you know, thinks that's personal payback, which Maurice did, and then Jerry Lawler gets payback. So indeed, that was just very ecstatic. And then Michael Cole claims that, oh, Jerry Lawler was just using a cheap shot to attack poor DiBiase, and then he thinks he's not going to win the Raw Rumble, which indeed he did it. And Jerry Lawler said, oh, he wants to beat up Michael Cole, but she can't because he'll get fired. So that's what basically happened. Moving on, we had the Tyson Kidd and Daniel Bryan with the Bella Twins joining commentator. This match was good, so but I think this feud is kind of getting a drag right now to get the Bella Twins involved. Tyson Kidd's a great wrestler. I think personally he has some great charisma, but you know, I think he could have been in this love triangle turned to a square, love square. So Bella Twins try to step in the ring and try to stage an apology. Which he did it. He confronted him, saying that, oh, you know, him and Daniel Bryan make a weak couple, and they push them. They pushes a Gail Kim, and then one of the Bells wind up getting angry, and then, you know, I think that was great. Gail Kim got them angry and provoked them, and then Daniel Bryan tried to break up this whole brawl, which this brawl was just completely out of control. So basically, they wind up beating the stuffing out of each other. They have another cat fight, another brawl, which indeed Gail Kim was. I don't know. It's hard to see who was getting the best out of it, but You know, I don't know how this feud's gonna wear off. It's like, when will the Bella Twins just move on and do something else? Or when are they gonna have their match? I think they could have a handicap, first ever Divas. Well, they did have a Diva handicap match, like Cool Natalya, but I think on Superstars they need to get their handicap match going on. They need to get that working. I don't know how they're gonna pull off the match, but I know the Bella Twins can't wrestle, and not many people like the Bella Twins. They consider them the Bella Sluts and stuff like that. But you know, they look pretty, but I think they just need to improve their in-ring skills. But no, they're okay. The Switcheroo is actually very good, and their Facebuster is actually okay. But yeah, that's basically what's up. So after that whole brawl just broke loose, The Miz and Edge had their champion versus champion rematch, which indeed Edge did win. I mean, I don't know if Edge win or The Miz, which was a good match. I mean, The Miz is just apparently improving. But then with Edge still sustaining that arm injury from that slam on the guitar, oh man, Edge is still trying to go very well, but it seems like he's trying to unleash his frustrations on on The Miz, and then The Miz gets his good upper hand. And The Miz actually is improving in the ring, from my opinion. I mean, yeah, he does nail some botches, but it's hardly any botches he does, personally. It was him and his alliance, or his valet, Alex Riley. I think he's really starting to build his gimmick very well, which has been impressive. So this match has been fairly good. I was just really into this match. This match actually was even better than the one on last week on Raw, I think to believe, because Dolph Ziggler interfered in the match, which I think was stupid. He could have Alex Riley could distract the ref. Dolph Ziggler nails a zigzag. Miz could have got his win right there. I think that would be interesting right there. And then Nas GM does not get involved at all with the beep 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 beep. So Miz getting a good upper hand. I think and Edge, making a great turnaround. This match looked a little more quicker because, The Miz wasn't on the upper hand as long. The Edge tries to turn around the match. Miz turns around and gets back in control. I think was good. See, Edge tries to turn around the match. I think this was kind of interesting. And this is what makes the match interesting. Like, The Miz is just literally improving in the ring. I think he's improving. I think he's really getting up there. Like, The Miz can, really sell a match and, not really look like a jobber. So they did a good job repackaging his character. Like I said in my other videos, they did a good job repackaging his character. Ooh, doesn't look as botched, but it does look like he sold the move very well. So, Edge nailed this sick, I forgot what that move is called, but, yeah, he does the arm carrier. And then, The Miz tries to do this phenomenal move. I think there's a lot of, there's, a lot of impactful moves, the Edge really sold, I think, which was phenomenal. And Alex Riley tries to, seems like The Miz is trying to, and then Miz nails a phenomenal counter, which I think was just very perfect. Then John Cena winds up interfering in the match. He winds up distracting Edge, trying to seek payback for what he did at the Royal Rumble this past Sunday. So he tries to, control the crowd chant to distract The Miz, saying The Miz is awful. The crowd got into it. Edge eventually served a spear, which got him the victory. And I think this was phenomenal. Edge gets his win. John Cena seeks payback. And I think which was, it turned out to be very well. It turned out to be a very good match. I think it was good. The match was good, fairly paced. And it was more quicker. So Michael Cole winds up yelling and blasting at Riley, which indeed he did. Because, he thought he just stood there and didn't really do as much. And he let John Cena, practically, So, so Vicky winds up introducing... So it turned out this Vicky Guerrero was announcing the match with Lay Cool and Dolph Ziggler versus Edge and Smelly Kelly, which I wish was E-Torres and Natalya. They would have made a great show. But it turned out they're going to do a mixed tag team match. Mixed handicap tag team match. 3-on-2 Edge and Smelly Kelly versus, Lay Cool and Dolph Ziggler. So hopefully Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool builds off a good alliance. I think it's time for Lay Cool to start doing something new, like interacting with superstars, like they did with Kaval, but they quietly weared off the alliance. So I think that would be great. I think it's time for Lay Cool to do something refreshing, because this whole flawless stuff, the title hunt stuff, and Cole holding it was getting old. So I think it was time for them to do something new and refreshing. Because the Cole holding title thing, they did that too long. Entourage could have won a title at least by Money in the Bank. LayCool winds up getting it back in at least a week or so, and then they wind up, you know, that's what would happen apparently. So I think this would be interesting. LayCool and Eve Torres and LayCool and with Dolph Ziggler would make a great alliance. So basically, this is the part where Layla was blaming Michelle McCool for kicking the back of the head, and then they wind up blaming the ref because Michelle McCool had the pin, but then it winds up backfiring because they looked at Eve Torres. So, you know, it looked like LayCool actually did coexisted. And what I've been hearing from one of the videos is that they think that LayCool can't work on their own because they couldn't sell the moves right. And then Layla winds up cowarding like, oh my god, this wasn't herself. It turns out LayCool's going to get the win at one point because, you know, they wind up overcoming their stupid fear. But this just looks so stupid right now. It looks kind of ridiculous. You know, yeah, Layla's improving as a heel, you know. I mean, she can really sell a heel. You know, Eve Torres Natalia was getting this phenomenal upper hand. And I think this will turn around the match. Michelle McCool, I don't think she even tagged in. So with help from Michelle McCool, Layla winds up getting her finishing move, which I think was a surprising finishing move. I think she could have did like a layout off the turnbuckle, but this move was okay. Oh, and I think this was the best thing about Layla. She can really serve a finishing move very well. And then they get the win, which was surprising. Natalia didn't even break up the 3 count, but fair enough, they got the win. And Layla, you know, LayCool was trying to get back up in there, you know. But, you know, at least I can't wait to see how this handicap match turns out. This will be so exciting. So moving on after that, the LayCool's surprising win, which was okay. Michelle McCool didn't even tag in. They still won, which was quite surprising. Natalia, I don't think she tagged in either. Here's the stupidest part of this match. Great Khali and Mark Henry versus the Usos. And then they have the dance-off, which was the most stupidest thing. Why can't they have an actual wrestling match? They decided to do something stupid like this. And then Great Khali and Mark Henry did their dance, which was a little bit weak. I don't know how they could have won that, apparently. So, the Usos wound up assaulting Mark Henry and Khali, which wound up backfiring when Mark Henry and Khali nailed their finishing moves. And apparently this wasn't even a wrestling match. And I think it was stupid. Many people said it was stupid, and it bored me out. But I don't know why they had the stupid dance-off. It was just quite ridiculous. It was just part of their entertainment segment, which I think was a waste of time. That's why they need to bring back guest stars. If they're going to have stupid stuff like with entertainment and dance-offs like that, then get guest stars or guest hosts. That's their entertainment segment. And Jerry Springer and, you know, other people were great guest hosts. They didn't really need to have booking power because they could have been to do great without booking power. But Mark Bornstein would be great. I don't know who else, but you know, it was quite weird to say the least. So after you know, the dance off, we have a preview of The Chaperone, which was with Triple H. This is a new movie, and then we have this new movie, this new Raw Rumble match, which apparently was a Rumble match, indeed, with John Morrison, who drew first, and then Sheamus, which they do try to set off their feud, to say the least. But John Morrison was just freaking phenomenal. And Triple H's new movie Chaperone is supposed to be coming out. The movie sounds interesting. It's called Triple H did Blade, and now he's doing a Chaperone, a WWE film, because he did a movie outside WWE, which was Blade. I think he was working on that movie in 2002, Blade 3. I gotta see that movie with Triple H. It was good. So Morrison and Sheamus pull off another surprising upper hand, which turned out to be good. John Cena winds up drawing 3. I thought it would be 7. And then Morrison and John Cena winds up getting the upper hand. And John Morrison is just, he's a highlight reel. This is why he's starting to become my favorite wrestlers. This is what makes high flyers like so interesting, apparently. So they do some cool stuff like this, like how they would survive a Royal Rumble and things like that. So CM Punk winds up dominating half the match starting right now, trying to eliminate John Morrison. But apparently the elimination kind of backfired. He winds up surviving. John Morrison winds up trying to turn the tables, which wasn't the truth. Which wasn't the case. R-Truth comes out. Oh my god, this was just a good Raw Rumble. I actually was interested in this match personally, and I don't know who wasn't interesting, but this was just, it would be ridiculous if you did it. But you know, it's John Morrison is just completely surviving. R-Truth, John Morrison with former tag team partners. Oh my word. John Morrison was just phenomenal. Oh my word! Look how he hooked John Morrison. But since they have an equal high flying ability, they wind up flying back in the ring at the same time. John Morrison more quicker than R-Truth. If it was a race, John Morrison will win. You know, it's not a race, but you know that was very. It was just phenomenal. John Morrison was just phenomenal throughout the match. I think, you know, hopefully he gets a good push, but he doesn't need a new change in gimmick to be main event status. He's just as perfect as he is personally. So, and you know, this was just very good match. I think John Morrison was both what sold the match. John Cena sold it okay. But, you know, despite his predictable offense, he's just been very interesting. So, Jerry Lawler comes out, and you know, he winds up clearing house. You know, people say he's not a great wrestler anymore. You know, he probably does wrestle a little bit slow. And, you know, he does some, you know, probably nails some very small botches. But Jerry Lawler actually was okay. Ooh, Sheamus, you know, winds up turning around the match. You know, it's kind of odd, but, you know, he kind of sold it off very well. Tries to throw Jerry Lawler all over, that was the case. And then Randy Orton comes out, which was draw 7. CM Punk tries to cower to the ring because Randy Orton comes out, which Randy Orton tried to seek payback from CM Punk for what he did. Eventually, he eliminated CM Punk, and then R-Truth winds up eliminated. Randy Orton winds up frustrated, and then R-Truth, you know, was just doing his job to eliminate him. Randy Orton let his temper get the best of him, which was the case. So, moving on, we have the match continues with 5 people remaining. John Morrison and R-Truth was just still surviving, which was just quite phenomenal. John Cena tries to eliminate Sheamus. Oh, John Cena was just doing excellent against R-Truth. And then John Cena executed. I thought John Morrison would counter that. He tries to attitude adjust, but John Morrison winds up countering, which was turned out to be fairly incredible. Like, ooh, oh my word, this is where he did something cool. Oh man, Sheamus nails out John Cena. And then, woo! This was phenomenal. Whoa, John Morrison. This way he just rocked the house, like for real. Like he incredibly rocked the house there when he looked like he was gonna get kicked out of the ring. But turned out that was the case. Sheamus tries to eliminate Sheamus. That backfires. But then, John Morrison, you know, still surviving, which is phenomenal. And then Jerry Lawler tries to eliminate John Morrison. John Morrison winds up doing a credible handstand. And he tries to hook himself. This was just something never done before. He's got to be a Hall of Famer, or he has to be at least main event status. He's just going to be very phenomenal. And John Morrison was just still doing fairly great. Eventually, soon Morrison got eliminated after he got kicked to the head. There was no way he could survive that. Which I wish he did hook himself to the rope and then eliminate Sheamus. It would have been cool, but oh well. So at least John Morrison still pull off a fairly good run. He tries to eliminate Sheamus. He tries to, Jerry Lawler eliminate Cena, which indeed he was doing his job. But it looked a little slow and kind of botched, but, you know, I don't know how Jerry Lawler winds up eliminating John Cena, which was just very slow. This is just very slow indeed. Jerry Lawler tries to eliminate Sheamus. Sheamus dodges, and then he winds up, you know, inadvertently eliminating Cena, which indeed he was doing his job. And then Sheamus threw John Cena. And it was kind of odd that John Cena was kind of, you know, a little bit of seeking payback from Jerry Lawler, but it was kind of a no disqualification. So Jerry Lawler winds up winning the Raw Rumble. And indeed, he's going to Elimination Chamber, which was a very phenomenal match. But Michael Cole claiming that, oh, this was ridiculous. You know, you're going to get beat by The Miz in 30 seconds. You're not going to survive that. Michael Cole is just phenomenal rant right there. You know, this is going to be very good. You know, as Jerry Lawler is the first qualified for the Elimination Chamber, I think this is going to be great. Hopefully it's not a one-on-one Elimination Chamber match. I am definitely not going to be. But I think this match is going to fare off fairly well. and I'm gonna be excited about this. So this chamber is gonna be looking good, but you know, Jerry Lawler, you know, I think he waited way too late for him to start his road to WrestleMania, because it's been under construction. But I think he waited. They should have did it like in 2002 or 99. Like, they waited way too far, or too long to say the least, for something like this to happen. Which indeed it did. For 18 years, since 93? Wow, it was way too long. I thought it was since 83. It was kind of weird. But yeah, he could have been wrestling in like 98 or in WWE, but I don't know what other leagues he was wrestling in. But, you know, this is probably going to be a good push for Jerry Lawler, even though it was too late. It's a surprising push for him to get something like this, apparently. So yes, this is the Red Dog Extreme. Taking you to the extreme.